Alright fellas, so here we are, man. This is the video that I've been wanting to make for the past couple of weeks, but I was waiting for the right time, and well, today I decided it's the right time because we are done getting content. The 2K cycle for 2K21 is basically done, and yeah, the game it's at is most dead, weakest point in the year. This is the time where I typically like to take a break to kind of not get burnt out before we go into 2K22. And it's just something I do every single year, and it's helped me as far as on YouTube, and even just as far as gaming. Like, I can't play a whole year and then just pick up the new one. I need a little break. I've done it with not just 2K, but I do it with Call of Duty as well. I always take a break before the new game comes out, and it's just something that kind of makes the new game feel fresh. So that works for me. Before we get onto this Myteam wish list, which is basically what the video is going to be, right, is basically just suggestions and ideas, concepts, ideologies, however you want to look at it, right? Just things that should be implemented, changed, or taken out from the game. I built a wow, we have a 3.5 page little notepad here that we kind of worked on. A lot of these ideas do come from you guys, my viewers, the subscribers, the Go Squad. So don't think this is all me. There's ideas in here that I probably don't agree with, but I am gonna point them out. Some things that I know are not gonna happen, but I'm still gonna go through them. There's no chronological order to this list right here, so I'll mention something gameplay related, then go and speak about a game mode, and then go back to gameplay depending on how the list is. I'm not gonna organize it because I feel like that way it could be more free-flowing. Before we get onto the list and the things that we're gonna talk about, this is gonna be a longer video, so make sure you drop a like, man, to show your support. Obviously, if you haven't subscribed already, hit the sub button. And I did want to take a quick second to say, despite any negatives, positives, or just opinions I have throughout the year of 2K, any 2K I've ever played, it's still always my pleasure to be able to do this for a living. I just want to point that out there. Like, the fact that I get to play a video game, in my favorite sport, NBA basketball, for a living, it's just always a blessing. So I want to keep things in perspective. I don't think any developer is going to see this, but just in case there's that possibility that maybe a developer sees this, I am grateful for the work you guys put into the game. I know it's not easy. I do know it's been a pandemic, so that probably does complicate things. Nonetheless, I'm going to be very objective and just honest with my opinions and the things I'm going to point out here. But there is a lot of positives too. It's not just all negatives. But I did want to say thank you at the end of the day. Although I have zero relationship with 2K or any employees at 2K, I do want to still say thank you for allowing this to be, my job at the end of the day. So, obviously my subscribers are number one. But since that's something I don't always do, I did want to start this video off by saying, shout out to 2K, because without them, at the end of the day, whether the game is good or bad, this job right here for me wouldn't be a possibility. So I'm going to get straight onto the list, man. Some of the things that really need to be talked about. By the way, man, in the background, we do have my actual end game roster. This is the team that I ended off the year with. Do have some MT. I could pick up the GOAT, Kobe Bryant, but realistically, this is what the team looks like. That's how we ended the year. Let's get onto these topics, man. So first and foremost, man, defense needs to be just fixed. The game is, the gameplay has been really rough all year long. Let's start off with the pinch defense, guys. I can't tell you how many times from the wings, from the corners, I just make rotations where I know I should be getting a steal, a pluck, a bump, and it does not register for a billion different reasons. A guy will just dribble through you. It won't look like a glitch at times, but you still don't get the steal. I don't know if it's what it is, programming, coding, or just bad development, period. But yeah, the pinch defense is almost non-existent. In previous 2Ks, I do understand maybe it was a bump steal every single time, and they don't want that to be the case. But it is really, really bad right now. Like, I think pinch defense should be a thing, because it shows that you are predicting player movement and you should be rewarded. Let's go into the corners dropping, especially when you have no control. So if you guys don't know what this is when your opposing player will drive into the paint, and you are controlling basically the on ball. You are the on ball defender, but out of nowhere, your CPU defense, the corners, will randomly decide to send the help, and they'll rotate into the paint, allowing wide open three, which players know this. This is a broken feature, just a broken thing in the game where players know, you know, if you don't have the right settings, or not even settings, even with settings, it doesn't work properly. If you drive into the paint, there's a really high chance that the CPU defense is gonna automatically rotate into the paint, and you're gonna get to kick out wide open. So half the time, you're gonna have dudes driving with no intention of actually getting to the rim. They're just waiting for the CPU to make a mistake, go into the paint, and kick out to the corner. We need the corners to stop dropping. It just shouldn't be a thing, man. On to the next topic, man. The ghost contest, guys. Another reason why defense needs to be looked at. I don't know what it's based on, but it's almost like I could be at the apex of my jumper, wide open, and the defense will try to close out, but they're like 7 feet away without their hands up, and it'll throw up like a random 45 contest. It's like, there's no defense. This is a wide open jumper. So that's what we call a ghost contest. I'm trying to explain it, and there's just no words for it. That's the only term, that's the title as a community that we came up with, a ghost contest, because it's like a ghost is guarding you. You know that realistically that's a good shot. You just took a wide open jumper, but you are getting contested by a ghost because you know the defensive player is not there. So that right there in itself is a huge issue. I can't tell you guys how many times well, you guys know the gameplay. You guys have seen me stream all year. We take wide open jumpers, and the game will just register a 50 contest from my opponent. I'm just like, but you're not playing defense. Like, who's guarding me? So ghost contest, please fix that. Dribbling through bodies, that kind of goes back to the pinch defense. Man, the clips were endless. I posted a few on Twitter, and then I just had to stop because honestly, it's every single game, multiple times a game. Just players literally going, like, their bodies become one. The ball, hands through the entire torsos. Like, it just makes no sense. That's just the game itself being incomplete. We've heard about the icons not working, so I call it inactive buttons. When I try to pass or I try to do something and it won't bring up the option. It happens a lot with the zone where you'll try to make a pass and it won't register the pass, or the icons won't come up so you can make the pass. I think that's just the coding thing, because you know, when somebody hops in the zone, maybe that's an issue, but I know it does happen just throughout any freelance through the course of the game. Players do experience buttons going inactive, and I know it's not a controller thing, it's an actual game issue. It's not too much of an issue. I don't have too much of a problem. A lot of that is also delay. I don't know if it's based on connection or just, again, the game being flawed. But yeah, the buttons being inactive at times. For me, the most that I experienced it is when people go hop in the zone. I feel like there's like a delay or button input. I don't know what the issue is, but you guys know what I'm talking about. The charges this year, guys. Let's go back to the charges. Even against the CPU, so not even in unlimited, the charges were really bad, really random. It was just like your guys, you would try to get around someone, but you would just get pulled like a magnet towards a charge that you had no option. Like you were gonna get a charge no matter what. So the charges were just random. I didn't like the way that the gameplay felt as far as like how charges were drawn. It felt weird. So this one right here is my team specific. I don't know if it works for play now or for my career, but at least on my team, for a freelance to work properly, you have to call a timeout to be able to select the freelance and for it to actually function. So I don't understand having to burn a timeout right at the start of the game so that my freelance could work. I just don't understand why that has to be a thing. You should be able to just select your freelance, you know, just from the pop-up menu, and you're good to go. So that needs to be fixed. Coach settings, this is just a suggestion, and I think for years now we've been kind of wanting it. I think we would all want this to be a feature across all modes, not just my team, but for coach settings to be saved, like you know, all of your settings, all of your coaching settings, if you want to have them a certain way against every single opponent, that should be an option for you to have. I shouldn't have to call a timeout and adjust all of my sliders, all of my help defensive settings, and all of, like, that should just be a setting that you load up into the game with, because that's what your profile is set to. So should definitely look into that. It'll save a lot of time. It'll just make the game, you know, smoother, just a smoother transition between standing in a menu and hopping into a game. This one I do need some feedback from you guys on. I'm gonna just talk about this. I don't necessarily have a stance on this, but position locks, guys. So the way that it works, we do start off the year with position locks, and ultimately you will get out of position packs, which a lot of people feel is a money grab, because ultimately, who doesn't want to run Giannis at point guard? Who doesn't want to have LeBron James at the point guard position? Things of that nature. So it's behind like a money wall in a sense. So some people were suggesting that if that's what we're gonna do, then let's just not have position locks. I kind of disagree with that. I do like being able to run small point guards at the start of the year, but I do understand that towards the back end of the year, it's like no one's gonna run Derrick Rose or John Stockton as their point guard. It's just, you're not gonna see it. So maybe the right option would be to just remove the position locks, and they could just get rid of the out of position packs. But you guys let me know how you feel about that. Things that I do want to see next year, Myteam Limited, man. I've really had fun, which it's odd for me to say that, but I did enjoy Myteam Limited. It made us get creative. We got to use different cards that otherwise we probably would have never used throughout the year. The rewards are great. You could grind for Hall of Fame badges, plenty of packs. Some of the best rewards in the game were actually the Myteam Limited rewards, and not necessarily the unlimited cards that we were getting. So yeah, Myteam Limited, really fun mode. Obviously we know we're getting a draft mode, but I don't think that should mean we get rid of Myteam Limited, seeing as it's only for the weekend anyways. Yeah, I looked forward to every single weekend grinding for my ring. It gave me something to do, something to stream, and I know a lot of you guys liked Myteam Limited as well. So Myteam Limited, a mode that should not go away. Yeah, I hope to see it for 2K22. As far as Myteam Unlimited, man, I think we could all agree that this year it was very unrewarding, also too much of a grind, and I understand some of the seasons were longer than just 30 days, but here's my problem with that, guys. The average player is not going to play that amount of games and then, you know, lose a game and have to reset or go back to a previous tier. I just think it was too tedious. It was a little bit too much. So we should definitely go back to being 12-0. Let me know how you guys feel about that. Comment section. Obviously, do you agree, disagree? Do you like this year's Myteam Unlimited experience? I think we were all in agreement that this year was just a little bit too much, too over the top. Plus, the rewards were just not the best. And you kind of saw that, you know, Ray Allen as the last reward of the year. That was kind of weird. But yeah, 12-0, man. 12-0. I know a lot of people 12-0 struggled with the 12-0s too. So me saying 12-0 is not just saying, oh yeah, give it away for free. I do think the 12-0 still requires some kind of skill. So yeah, that's just my take. I think we should go back to a 12-0 unlimited system. But let me know what you guys think. This is one that the community's been asking for years, man. I opened so many packs that in my personal opinion, it wouldn't affect me as much, but I do understand why everyone is bothered by it. And it's basically no more contracts. You know, players don't want contracts in the game. It does suck having to burn your MT, waste your MT on applying contracts. And it's just a way of you know, spending the currency, the in-game currency that you earn. You got to put it back into the game just so you can play the mode. So yeah, people been asking for no contracts. I don't know if they're gonna do that. There's other ways that they could, you know, get us to get rid of RMT, and it doesn't have to be contracts. I'm sure they could come up with a different way, but yeah, guys, you know, just players don't like the contracts. I understand that. For me, it's never been an issue, but I did want to bring it up in this video because it's something that a lot of players in the 2K, you know, in the Myteam community don't want. We don't want contracts. So there it is. I had to include it in the video. So if any developer or just anybody with some kind of importance or some say at 2K is watching, you should know the whole community does not want contracts. Let me go real quick into the vaults, man. The triple threat vaults offline. I do like some of the rewards we got this year. I like the way that you know, you guys added the system, but I don't like the RNG feel of the vaults. I feel like it is, honestly, it's like the game dictates whether you're gonna get it or not, as opposed to like a triple threat online board where I literally see and feel like I could control the rewards or where I'm gonna land. So maybe get rid of the vaults and make it like, you know, 2K19, where even if you were playing offline, you could see the rewards that you were gonna get, and you were guaranteed something, you know, if you won the game. So you could win games now in Triple Threat offline, and it doesn't mean the vault is even gonna open. So I would like to see it be the same as the Triple Threat online rewards. Let me know how you guys feel about that. Yeah, I wasn't a big fan of the vaults. To me, it was just, I don't like any RNG factor. So just saying. This is a really big one right here, guys. We've been experiencing this for way too many years now. And I know they're aware. They're definitely aware because they tweet about it, and they know. Obviously they get, you know, people open up tickets and they have their concerns, and we're unable to enjoy the game a certain way. And if you haven't figured out what I'm talking about right now, I am talking about the servers, man. Just the 2K servers in general are so bad, guys. I mean, so many times throughout the year we did pack openings. I mean, I did a pack opening for every single promo basically, right? And how many Fridays did we not open packs and it was just error codes, couldn't get into the mode for hours? It wasn't just like a 10-minute thing. I'm talking about hours. There was one promo where it had been 4 hours and we were still struggling to get into the game and getting error codes. I just don't understand how that's acceptable. How, as a company, you even allow that to be a thing. I mean, just invest into better servers, or you got to figure it out. That just cannot be. And this is not the first time it happens, guys. This has been years of this happening. So yeah, just the servers need to be improved. I hope that they would invest in improving that part of the experience, because as a player, it is very frustrating. As a content creator, it's twice as frustrating. I'll tell you that right now. Not just as a gamer. Me personally, for my job and for like my sanity, wow. I mean, the feeling of a Friday stream having to sit through error codes, wow, like it's mind-blowing. Let's change gears here for a second and let's talk about the auction house. Someone suggested this, and I actually do think that this is something that they should look into doing, man. The buy now should not be limited to 100K buy now. Maybe we should look to, you know, pushing that up maybe to a 250,000, 300K buy now, so you could maximize profits right away, instead of having to set the auction house for 4 hours and put up a bid. You might want to be able to sell your card for a 300K value, and if somebody wants to pay it, then so be it. So I do feel like we're very limited with the auction house, the way that it works. We're unable to pull our cards back out once they've been posted, things of that nature. You can look at MLB, for example. They probably have the best auction house out of all sports games. You know, I just think my team with 2K should look into maybe changing up just a little bit on how the auction house works. You know, it doesn't have to be something too drastic, but just minor improvements that'll ultimately give us more power and more ability, and just, you know, able to maximize our profits earlier when we post our cards. On to the next topic here, super packs being only really available via VC and not MT, and more specifically the boxes. Yeah, guys, I mean, again, that seems just money hungry, like how you're making some packs. You know, you basically got to put money in the game if you want to open these packs. That's what it is. You should be able to use the in-game currency that you earn for spending so much time or selling your cards or whatever the case may be. You should be able to use that same currency to open up boxes if that's what you want to do. Why are we limiting, you know, opening up packs to VC only, when the most valuable thing we have is our time? So if I spend, you know, 40 hours or 50 hours in a span of 2 to 3 weeks playing the game, and I have a certain amount of MT, and I want to open up some packs or boxes with my MT, well, I should be able to do so. I shouldn't be forced to put money into the game. But yeah, that's something someone has suggested, and I kind of agree with it. Talking about boxes and packs, toppers, man. We did have a couple of toppers this year. I think 1 or 2 promos had toppers. Bring that back. Let's make that more of a thing. I'm not saying every single promo. I mean, ideally, it would be nice to get toppers on every single promo, because then you're kind of guaranteed a top card or just a nice card that'll kind of give you some value if the box that you opened wasn't really the best box. You know, you're at least gonna get rewarded for opening up a box instead of doing singles. So, you know, that would be kind of a nice feature to bring out more often for those of us that spend money into the game because we like, you know, opening packs or the experience of pack openings. If you add more toppers to the promos, it just makes the experience, you know, better. You don't feel like your money is, you feel like your money goes the distance. You feel like you're getting more bang for your buck. So something as simple as adding a topper, I think it's just a good idea. It kind of works for both. It works for 2K and it works for the players. So yeah, toppers should definitely be a thing. I think it's a very underrated feature, and they've used it in the past, so I don't see a reason to go away from having toppers in your promos. Talk about the token market, man. Yeah, we need better execution of the token market. I mean, till this day, which the game is already done basically, we still got people sitting on 3,000 tokens because all they can really spend it on are Hall of Fame badges at this point. I feel like, yeah, we should have gotten to be able to rip promo packs with tokens. Maybe some nice players that you're, you know, like, I do know that there was players you could pick up with the tokens, but it just was not enough. We should have had more options. People were sitting on way too many tokens, whether it was because they locked in sets or they just played a lot of triple threat online or domination. Point is, you have a lot of people at the end of the cycle sitting on an excess of tokens and they really have nothing to spend it on. So yeah, just the token market in general needs to be executed a little bit better. Same thing goes for the exchange. It was a nice concept at the start of the year. It seemed like, oh, that's cool, you know, our extra things could be locked in for a better price, but honestly it needs to be executed better. Some better rewards in the exchange. That would be great. Do want to give credit for the daily logins, the weekly spins, albeit, you know, maybe sometimes not the greatest, or it seemed like it was rigged. I honestly, I don't care. I do like logging in every single day and getting rewarded, whether it's some tokens, a pack, some MT. Keep that going. Yeah, good job by them. I like that. It gives the players a reason to get on the game in the first place, so that's just a win-win. Same thing for the locker codes. They did a phenomenal job with the locker codes, content creator giveaways. Yeah, they just executed that, you know, 5 stars all across the boards in my opinion. Daily logins, weekly spins, locker codes, all of that stuff that's free, that's rewarding for the players and makes us want to log into the game. That's amazing. The more the merrier. So yeah, I'll give them their flowers when they deserve them, and that they did a really good job with all of that. Let's talk about moments drops for a second, guys. This is the one year that they completely kind of went away from it. Moments drops were just almost irrelevant, non-existent, and I don't like that, man. I'm a huge fan of 2K dropping moments cards. Like, someone has a, you know, a 50-point performance, I want to know, I want to expect for the next day to get a moments drop, and oh man, they just went away from it. It was disappointing. I'm not gonna lie about that. I am disappointed about how they executed moments this year. I mean, recent memory, the Bucks win the NBA Finals. I was kind of accustomed to getting all Galaxy Opal, or in this case Dark Matter team, you know, for the starting lineup of the championship team. We didn't get that this year. You know, they just gave us a Giannis triple threat vault or triple threat online event, and they kept it moving. So I do want to see moments be a thing. It keeps us in tune with the NBA a little bit more, for the casual fan at least for me, man. I love watching the game, you know, on TNT or ESPN, seeing somebody drop 60 points and be like, yep, we're getting a Dark Matter Jason Tatum tomorrow. You know, like that's the kind of feel that I want to have with 2K22. We had it in 2K20, 2K21, they took a step back. I think you guys would agree with that too. They could drop more moments cards. Someone threw this idea out there, a Myteam team up mode. That sounds like fun to me. It sounds like something I could get my subscribers and my viewers involved in, and we could just all basically select one card that's available, you know, from the mode, and we all go in at different positions and do a Myteam team up game. That would be fun. Throwing something out there, you know, for the vibes. A Myteam team up mode would be dope. This next suggestion right here was given to me on stream, and wow, one of the best ideas, and I didn't even think about it, but it's so good it has to be added to the video. So show the added badges on cards. So obviously this year they brought back the ability to add badges to your players, which is great. I love it. More control for the player, more customizing is always better. But there would be times where you would go into the auction house and you knew that this card right here, it has 6 more badges than the standard card, but now you got to figure out what badges they added. Are they really valuable badges, or is it just looking like it's an upgraded card, but it's really not the best badges that are worth your MT or your time? So maybe they should look into highlighting and showing what the extra badges are. That would be a great addition, 2K, if you're hearing this. Yeah, man, we would love to see those badges be highlighted as added on badges instead of just the all the badges being blended in together. The collector level, and this is coming from someone that I love collecting on my team. This year I went away from it because just looking at what the rewards were, they were so far apart, and the last one was so not worth it. It felt like that. Yeah, it pushed me away from collecting, and I didn't like that feeling, because ever since my team came out, I've been one of those players that I take pride in trying to have the largest collection of cards, trying to have every single card in the game, or as many as possible. And this year, almost from the beginning, I knew that I probably wasn't going to be finishing that. It just seemed somewhat unrealistic, and not because of the amount, but just because the rewards didn't seem the best. And I think midway through the year, I kind of knew, yeah, we're not going for Tatum. I don't think it's worth it. And then that kind of was verified when they dropped the Dark Matter Tatum, that you honestly didn't even need to go and get the invincible one. So just saying, would love for the collector level to actually be worth our time, worth going for. Someone put the idea out there of no injuries. Like, why do we have injuries in the My Team mode? Just get rid of the injury cards. No injuries in games. Maybe look into that. Leaderboards, that'll be a great addition. Like, just leaderboards would make the experience, like, I know for competitive players, they 100% would love to have leaderboards, because then it's like you bring in bragging rights into it. Or you could also just keep track of your records and how you've done throughout the whole year, so leaderboards, I think, is something that most of us would want in the game. I don't think it's the most important thing, but it would be a good feature. So leaderboards, I would love to have it. This one right here, man, I'm actually gonna give a special shout out to Extraordinary, because this is a big one right here, man. He said a skip animation option when opening packs. Guys, I know that at certain points of the year they kind of got rid of the amethyst animation, the diamond and pink diamond animation, but guys, we should have a skip option. Like, if I don't want to sit there and sit through the whole animation of my player coming out and the card being revealed, I should be able to hold X for 1.5 seconds, and all of a sudden I'm at the end of the animation. It's very time consuming when you're opening packs to have to sit through the animations. Like, if I don't want to sit through an animation, I shouldn't be forced to. So yo, that is a huge option that we should have. Like, that should be inserted into the game. We should be able to skip the pack opening animation and go straight to the card popping out. I know some players were asking for an unranked mode similar to Unlimited that also has rewards. So basically, not the sweat, you know what I mean? The unsweaty version of My Team Unlimited, where we could go in with our actual lineup and compete for rewards, but it doesn't mean you're getting bumped down from tiers. You could just play a total amount of games and earn rewards, by accumulating your wins. That would be dope, man. An unranked mode similar to My Team Unlimited with rewards, that would be very cool. Some players were looking into adding a mercy rule into My Team Unlimited, somewhere near the 30-point range. Like, if you have a 30-point lead, basically, guaranteeing the win. That would be, I could see that working, man. 30 points, nobody wants to sit there and drag out a 50, 60-point lead and sit there through the whole 20 minutes, letting the other opponent, a lot of opponents do get salty and run the whole timer down to call all their timeouts, let the timeouts expire, then hit the start button and ultimately quit in that fashion. So a mercy rule, man. 30 points, guaranteed victory. Maybe that's something you guys would want to add. Maybe that's something players want. I don't know. Let me know in the comment section what you guys think about a 30-point mercy rule. This one right here, guys, for people that open packs, which is basically a lot of us. Even if you don't put money into the game, I'm sure at some point you've been sitting on, a certain amount of shoes or injury cards. Guys, we should have a sell all option. I shouldn't have to individually go in there and sell all of my shoes one by one, and all of my injury cards and all of my badges. Like, I should be able to sit on a page, in my collections and sell every single thing on that page by hitting a couple of options. Select, Sell all, redeem your MT. I just one by one, man. Oh my lord, it's just so time consuming. So yeah, sell all option for our consumables, shoes, badges, things of that nature. This next one right here, man, would be big, and it kind of ties into us having better servers. This is not gonna be possible if their servers are not improved tremendously. So it's cross-platform. Now, I didn't suggest this because I obviously, knowing how the servers work in 2K, they're just not ready. 2K is not ready for a cross-platform, in my opinion. Once their servers are stable enough, I do think it would be a good idea for cross-platform. As far as matching up with different players, making the player pool a little bit larger, man, I feel like I play the same people over and over and over again. So having a whole other console, you know, like the whole Xbox community, being able to play with the PlayStation community, that would just be huge for the game. I'm not saying necessarily the cross, you know, the auction house, that could stay divided. Like Xbox auction house could stay being Xbox only and PlayStation only. Something that they could do to test it out. Maybe not, you know, Myteam Unlimited, but they could start off with play with friends, being able to be cross-platform. So, you know, I could play with some subscribers that are on Xbox and I'll be on my PlayStation and we could match up. That would be a good idea. This next idea is a little bit out there. A subscriber told me about this and I was like, okay, I mean, I'll include it in the video. It's a little bit different, but he said like a test drive, like a freestyle test drive where you can go into freestyle and select any card in the game before you buy it and see if you like the card, see if you like the animations before you make a purchase. Obviously it would be beneficial to the players to be able to, you know, try out or test the card out, especially a card that you would lock in, you know, to see if you want to lock in all that MT to test out the card before you make the purchase. But I just don't know if that's something 2K would even do. But yeah, just an idea that somebody threw out there. I thought, okay, I mean, it's different, so I'll mention it. And then lastly, this is just like a customizing option. Currently, we have the ability to apply, you know, shoes to our players, and obviously that kind of changes the appearance of your team. But people also want to be able to apply headbands, sleeves, wristbands, things of that nature to your players, to your cards. So that would just be dope. That's just, you know, more customizing options. You know, imagine being able to apply a headband on Giannis or something like that. It could be cool. So that's just giving us more options. I'm not sure if we're gonna see that, guys, but yeah, again, that was another option given to me by a subscriber, or an idea, I should say. But yeah, guys, that basically is gonna wrap up the 3.5 pages. I kind of wanted to run through it because I knew it would be a long video. A lot of the things on that list are very, very obvious things, flaws, or just positives that we have within the mode. I know that Myteam is a very, very profitable game mode for 2K. You know, with the amount of, I mean, we're getting promos on Tuesdays, sometimes Wednesdays, and then on Fridays. Like, I just know so many packs are being opened, so much VC is being purchased. So you want the mode to be taken care of. You want, you know, the players to be happy. We just got to find the balance, you know, within the content being great, because the content this year was truly great. It really was. But we got to find the correct balance. We got to find the proper balance between gameplay and great content, because, you know, if I had to give it a rating, I would say the content this year was a 9.5 out of 10. You know, I would give it a perfect score if moments would have been a thing, but it just wasn't enough of a thing this year. But the gameplay just needs to take a couple of steps up, man, and I feel like we could have a special you know, NBA 2K Myteam experience. But yo, guys, in the comment section, man, let me know what you guys think about Myteam in general. Did you have fun this year? How did you feel about next gen, current gen, just your total experience with the game? Any thoughts, any new ideas or concepts that you have going into 2K22? Things that you disagree or agree with in this video, let me know in the comment section below. Yeah, guys, I really wanted to get this video out for you guys, so I'm glad I took some time out of my day today to do this, because I did want to go into 2K22 with a Myteam wishlist video being out. Thank you guys for the support as always, man. Big shout out to every single member that supported me this year, man. I thank you guys so much for all the donations, all the new subscribers, all the views, all the likes in every single video this year. I feel like I'm doing like a goodbye video. I will be streaming this month. I cannot let the channel completely die. I will be slowing down a little bit. You kind of been able to tell the past couple of days I haven't been streaming as much, but I felt like this video needed to be put out, so here it is. Yo, hit that sub button if you haven't already. Like it up. I'm gonna see you guys probably tonight. I'm probably gonna stream tonight some Myteam Unlimited. I do want to talk about the NBA. Cade Cunningham and Jalen Green had a nice little back and forth yesterday. I want to be able to talk hoops with you guys, so I'll be streaming tonight more than likely. Yeah, man. Yo, I'll see you guys on the next one. Hopefully you enjoyed the vid. It's your boy Dcentric. I'm checking out.